What's up everyone? Welcome back to Golf Simulator videos, and this might be our first ever golf launch monitor relaunch. If you guys remember, I think it was about like 8 or 9 months ago, we introduced to you the TruGolf LaunchBox portable golf launch monitor. Now this was all new from TruGolf. They've never had a portable golf launch monitor like this, photometric based, giving measured ball data, and soon I'm going to talk about club data that they're bringing to the unit now as well. Stay tuned, we'll talk about that here in a minute. But where did the unit go? It launched. I gave you guys some codes and links and everything else, and the unit was unable to be delivered. Now, they're just hitting this right between the eyes. There was a licensing thing that they had to get resolved in order to sell the unit, and it's now resolved. So they're saying their apologies. It's business, right? Do it right and just hit the brakes and inform everybody with all the information and do a proper relaunch. And that is what they've done, and that's what we're here to show you today. So I will show you the official packaging. I'm not sure that I showed this last time because I basically got like a fresh unit sent, to the channel for review, and now they have their official packaging. So, nice box. Just basically says, the basics of the unit on the back, having its onboard display. I talked to that in my first look video, and I need to mention that right out of the gate. If you guys have not seen that first look video, check it out, because that's going to go over all of the tech specs and little things that that we don't need to go over right now. I want to show this launch monitor in action. Not only in action, last time we were only able to use E6, now they have E6 Apex. All right, so, and we'll talk about pricing and what's included and everything in a second. But that onboard e-ink display, the reason that was nice, and I think I pointed this out in the first video, is the unit can be used outdoors on a turf style mat. So there are some more entry-level units that actually can't be used out in sunlight, where this actually can. It just needs to be on some type of artificial turf. It's not made for real grass, that's all. So it points out that it has that onboard display, 2 high-speed cameras, indoor optimized and range mat compatible, like I said. Simple setup, measured ball data, simulation ready. And what's cool is that you have some buying options. So I'm gonna put this off to the side and just kind of explain those really quick before we dive in and hit some shots for you guys. So they do have 2 versions of the LaunchBox. So the first one comes with 27 courses of that original E6 Connect software. That's owned software, no subscription, $3 grand. All right, that's how they're offering that. Then they also have one that comes with Pebble Beach, Oakmont, and St. Andrews. That's $3,500. And then what you can do is you can do their subscription for Apex on either of those. So if you just wanted to get that 3,000 owned software and just get Apex as needed, I think it starts as low as like $150 for practice, $300 for courses and everything. That's pretty fair. I mean, once you see the software and it seems to be developing quite quickly, I guess the best way to say it. It's not rapid, but quickly. I mean, they are listening, and they just released a pretty big update. So they have those on-demand courses. I think it's 2,000 plus on-demand courses now. They got the data down to like 1 meter, so those are getting better. They just released Royal Port Rush, which is one of their premium courses on the software. That's one of those more high-detailed courses. We'll show you that here in just a second as well. But key features, they're trying to get at a low price point, measured ball data. Now they have club data. I'm going to show you angle of attack, club path, and club angle. All right, so face angle. And those are measured parameters by the cameras without club stickers. All right, so this is everything I'm being told, but it's in beta right now. So take it for what it is, but the data that I'm seeing seems pretty solid. So seems like they're onto something. I doubt they'd want it out in the public if it wasn't within a reasonable tolerance. So ease of setup and use, accuracy, instant shot registration, which is nice. No delay on that. Outdoor rated off synthetic turf. Right or left-handed for small spaces, so you could just flip this unit because it's wireless, which is really nice. So I'm connected to my PC wireless right now. I could just flip it back and forth. Very lightweight. And then battery life can be 4 to 6 hours depending on your use. So let's go ahead and hit shots. I mean, enough talking. You can watch that first look video to actually learn more tech specs about the unit. I do like how it has that green LED indicator. It goes red if it's detecting, and then it kind of goes blue for a second when it's reading, and then goes green when it's ready. And I find the size is plenty big enough for me. So like I'll move it over to this side of the mat, and that's just to the edge of the zone. All right, and then I can move it over here. Now I'm in the T zone, so it's pretty much the width of my mat. And then, forward and back, it's not a ton, but like that's getting towards the front of the hitting area. that's just at the front of the hitting area. And then back here, that's in the hitting area. So, you know, forward and back, I'd only say it's about 4 or 5 inches or so. And you have that tee area off to the side that I showed in the first video, but it works for me. I actually like having my tee further over, so it works out well. But let's just start off, 8 iron. You know, we should set a target down there, but it doesn't really matter. We don't need a target. So I'm just gonna hit some 8 irons, 150 to 160 yards, depending on the shot. Just kind of a normal shot, my usual little draw that you guys are used to seeing. 153 yards. You know, my spin that I've been working on, I have these brand new irons and they even fit me. The Titleist rep was like, man, you just don't spin the ball much. And so we were adjusting some things. These are T150s, brand new clubs. I mean, literally hit on like a few times. And what I've noticed is when I cut the ball, you know, because I have such a tough time. I'm a stuck inside player. I don't rotate. I mean, I don't stay in the shot over the ball, you know. I mean, there's just a lot of issues that I have to work on. And I'll put club data up there here in just a second. But when I tend to cut the ball a little bit, everything goes a little bit better. So let's try to hit a little cut to demonstrate it for you guys and maybe jack that spin up just a little bit. Hopefully I held that face off enough. I don't think I did. So I'm gonna get some good distance out of that. I swung after it and I didn't hold the face off enough. Now let's just go over and activate our club data so you guys know what's going on when I'm trying to hit these shaped shots. So what do we need? I mean, really we only need carry up there, right? And then we'll do club path right there. I don't really need launch direction, so why don't we do club face? Actually, you know what? I do want launch direction. We don't really need ball speed, not for shaping, you know? So let's do launch direction, launch angle, and spin. I think that's good. I'd like to see them add more parameters here. I was just telling them that. I don't know why they don't have more parameters. You can see that was a face angle though issue. I got the club path, actually, believe it or not, it looks like I need to get the club path working further left. So there we go. So that's my issue. I feel like I needed to hold it off, but let's get the club path working further left, it looks like. Well, that one is gonna go right, but now, even though I got the club path working left, I have to have confidence and release the face. So let's see what that club data says on that. Of course, the spin goes up when I start cutting the ball more, but now I got the club path working. Now I just have to balance out the face angle, which I left a little bit open. So if you notice right out of the gate, the club data that I'm getting without any markings on the club has been solid. I'm not sitting here trying to say it was 0.8 on or off. I'm just trying to get general numbers based on what I'm doing. So let's see if we can balance that out a little bit more, get the ball to start left, work a little bit right. I caught it a little bit heavy. I mean, I kind of squared that up though. It wasn't a bad shot, honestly. 152, got a little more spin on it. And then you can see that path in the face just start to get a little too square if I'm gonna try to cut the ball. So it's just so funny how my golf swing works, how I need to get that club working left. That was better, but it's just a little heavy, so I don't think I'm gonna get, you can see the spin was 106, but notice it was heavy and it went short. So I lost spin, lost distance because I hit a little bit heavy. I love seeing all this in action. Look at the club path on that. So it was actually very square. Now that would be one, you didn't have a whole lot of movement, but almost 0-0. So could that one be a little off? Possible, maybe it's because I hit it heavy. Pretty good shot there, that should cut a little bit. Just not starting it left. You can see launch angle, spin, everything's getting much better, and I'm getting a little bit of right side spin. That was 400 right side spin. It's just launch direction. I gotta get the ball to start left if I'm gonna demonstrate. So I'm gonna aim further left for you guys. That should have some cut to it and start left. Look at that. It's gonna go right back to the center line. Whew, if I could hit him like that, 7,000 spin. Carried the ball once. I mean, that was the best shot. I'm getting warmed up finally. Man, that took a while. Look at the club path and face now. So they are lining up for what I would like to see for a shot like that. I mean, that was a perfect little cut. I mean, launch direction, left 1.3, coming back to the center line, had spin on the ball, got distance even though I cut it. So now let's hit a couple draws here. These tend to be a little snappy, and that's why I don't like hitting them. See how snappy my draws get? See if I can hold that off a little more. That was same distance. Launch angle was a little bit less, which would make sense to me when you're not cutting the ball. Look at that club path though, just too much when I'm drawing. So let's try to settle that down a little bit. Not bad if I didn't get so snappy. I always end up a little bit left of the center line versus being able to bring it back just to the center line. But I mean, look at the numbers. Look at the club path, look at the club face. If I could just settle those down a little bit just to show you a small draw. That should be better. Started to the right, just left of the center line. Caught it a little bit heavy, so you see a little less distance, but I slowed it down, and obviously helps me to, you know, control that distance a little bit. Now, let's say that you need to shape something around a tree or something. I want to make sure you guys know that you can aim right inside the sim, and you know, you need to hook a ball around a tree. Let's try it. So you go out to the right, way back to the left. Unit's picking it up. I mean, that was 3,000 left side spin. That's a lot. That is a lot. And I'll try to do one extreme cut, even though I'm not great at these. It's tough to hold the face off. Let's see. Come back. Come back. Started at way left, which I like to see. Of course, it only goes to the center line. But you guys get the gist of it. That was a pretty darn good wide range of shots. And you know, I'm glad I caught a couple heavy. That's something a lot of people have asked me. They're like, listen, I have a launch monitor. I mean, it can be an old one, whatever it may be. But when you hit them heavy, the ball moves a little bit and they're misses. And we caught several of those heavy. You saw them carrying the 140s. You saw them carry all the way up to 161 or whatever that one was. So that's a range. That's a heavy shot. That's peak 8-iron for me. We controlled spin. Notice the backspin on that. On a nice little cut, got up to close to 7,000. That's good spin for me. So overall, very satisfied with all the shot shaping and everything. We'll do a full driver review as well, so stay tuned for that. What I'd like to do now, we're showing off different things of Apex here too. So let's go exit to main lobby. All right, and let's go to play golf still. Let's go to, you know, I've played a bunch of these different courses. I mean, Teeth of the Dog's really cool, but I guess Royal Port Rush is brand new. So let's do practice mode. And it has some chipping already set up. So let's just go to chipping 1. And we can move the ball around, which is nice. So once it gets us out to a chipping area, then we can select different chipping areas, or we can just move the ball around as we want. So let this load up. This is actually the first time I've loaded this course. All right, so there we go. So this is one thing I've noticed. This is a 5090 graphics card. And I think that they are still working on efficiency. Notice how everything kind of rendered there. And I've only noticed it on certain courses. So I'll hit a couple shots here. Maybe I'll even go out and show you guys another course, because I'm noticing other ones not have to render as hard. But I mean, with the 5090, you would think once that's loaded up, it would just be, you know, taking off. So what is this, 50 yards? Hopefully that's not too much. Yep, that was too much. That was 59 yards. So let's lighten that up a little bit. Kind of thought about it after I hit it. And you notice that ball worked a little bit right. You see how open my stance was? So trying to get some spin on a wedge shot, watch, it'll cut the ball actually really nicely. A little bit left that time to get the cut on it. Man, I'm just hitting these. It wasn't too bad. 53 yards. Yeah, it was only a couple yards too far. Kind of go from that 8-iron shot and then realize I got to dumb it down for chipping. So we'll actually open my stance up more, maybe a little more face, a little more spin cut. How about that? Look at that. Woo! Take that every time. Look at that spin jump up there with only a 48-yard carry. I like to see that. All right, so This is kind of a boring chip shot. I mean, I don't really, that's the one thing about the link style courses, in my opinion. They just don't have a lot of excitement to them. You know, I mean, they're classic courses, but I don't feel like this is showcasing, you know, the graphics as much as it should. So let's go back to the lobby. I'll tell you the one that I've been messing around with is Teeth of the Dog. So let's go to practice and let's go to the 40-yard chip shot there. Actually, you know what? Let's go to 25. I don't even know what that is, but we'll load that up because I already showed you a couple 50-yard shots, so I want to show you everything. I'm going to show you putting too, so stay tuned for that. And as always, guys, I appreciate you watching. You know, make sure you check out the links and discount codes and everything in the description. You know, I try to get a discount code on everything I can for my viewers. Yes, things that when you use a link or a discount code, it can help support the channel. But one, I just enjoy doing this. I enjoy demonstrating everything for you guys. But I also want to make sure that I'm getting you guys the best price, information, whatever it may be. So feel free to email me as well, as always. So this is kind of cool. So just a little 25-yard shot out of the rough. So definitely a little softer approach here. Let's see what we can do. Not too bad. I think I needed to open that face up just a little bit more. Just a little too much distance out of it, that's all. So let's just soften it up a little more, maybe get the ball to launch a little higher. How about that? Oh, go in. Go in. Really liked that a lot. Now let's say, for whatever reason, I'm gonna need to move the ball. But what I want to do is I want to show you guys kind of like a more bump and run style shot. So let's go up here and say that I just want to, you know, roll it down this hill a little bit, because I always want to show every launch monitor has the capability. Notice how I'm lining the ball up. This is actually a good tip. Back of the unit is basically dead center of the hitting area. So I'm not ever second guessing where to place the ball. I'm putting it in the middle of my mat and I'm putting it to the back edge of the launch monitor every time, and it's dead center of the unit. So little tip there, makes it very easy. I like how the unit's, you know, far enough away from the ball, doesn't feel like it's, you know, crowding your space. So what is that, 22 yards, but it's going to roll out with this style of shot. And not bad. I mean, I liked that. I liked that. Let's see if we can maybe get one a little further left. Just a little too much, I bet. That was really good though. And notice these launch angles, nice and low. Spin is what I'd expect, you know, low spin. Launch direction, we started that one a little bit left, which is what we planned. That last one, I was getting so used to opening up the face, I feel like that was a challenge for me. Let's just try to do one kind of like flop style shot. That was probably too light though. It could roll down the hill. Yeah, just got two under it. We could go to a sand shot for you guys too, but let's do one more. Nice and high, right by the pin. Take that all day long. And look at, I'm cutting it just a little bit and I'm getting 330 right side spin. I mean, I really like these results. Let's go ahead. What else do we have here? A 40-yard, a 50-yard, a breaking putt. Let's go to a flat putt. And we don't want to, we just don't need that type of distance for testing. You know, I like doing like shorter, like let's get to, there we go, just over 10 feet. Because the reason I like to do that for putting is I like you guys to see it roll in here and not guessing how much further past the screen than it went. So let's just go ahead. I'm just doing the same thing. It's dead center. And this is lined up, so I should be able to hit this dead straight. Rolled right to my screen, all right? And rolled right into the cup. That was a really stellar 10-foot demonstration, honestly. Really stellar all around. Launch angle, launch direction, ball speed. I'm sorry, launch direction, and it doesn't have, so I hit it dead straight. and we'll push them on purpose. Yeah, so you have ball speed, launch direction is all you need on putting. So let's just go ahead and accidentally push one just a little bit because I want to make sure it measures if I'm a degree off. Oh, 2.2 degrees off. Side angle, that's what it was. It was side angle that it has on there that I saw. But really, all it's using is launch direction and ball speed. It's just showing you that the side angle was 4.1 degrees. So that makes sense. All right, now let's pull one just a little bit. I'm just doing the same thing right to the back of the unit. Try to pull this a little bit less, than 2.2 degrees. Yeah, that was still, because it was a left braking, go figure, just over 2 again. Let's go ahead and I'm just trying to think if I can pull a smaller amount or push a smaller amount. Let's go back to push because I feel like I could just barely tweak this. I just want to make sure that we're going to pick up on like no, that was 2.6. So this would be the only thing that we might want to verify is that the little bit left and right on putting is as precise as, so I'm going to hit this one dead straight now. Man, if you hit it dead straight though, it goes dead straight. So I guess my question is, and that was 1.6 is what it had, which at 10 feet you can miss a ball up to 1 degree, I think is what the calculation is. It's really interesting. Every putt up to 10 feet, you can have like a variance, I want to say of like 1 degree before it like misses edge. And then past that, you have to be to 0.8 or 0.7. It's an interesting calculation, of course, on a flat putt. And this is like still breaking a tiny bit left. It said it was a flat putt, and it has me aimed. But let's go ahead and I'm just going to do a tiny push again. Just a little push. I can see it starting right. Yeah, 1.9 degree. It was one degree launch angle. So it's actually, I'm sorry, I'm reading it backwards because launch direction and ball speed is all that's used for putting. But on here, it has a launch angle. So I wonder if it's actually reading a launch angle of the ball. It shouldn't be, not, or at least taking it in consideration. Because you really don't want to calculate launching off the ball. I'll have to ask them that. I'm just going to go dead straight again now. So dead straight, 0.0 launch direction, misses left. So does that mean that I'm not aimed to break maybe? And the first one I pushed and I thought I hit it decent. So going dead straight again. Yep, that's what it is. So I actually have to putt right to make this putt, I think. And I probably didn't quite notice that it needs to be a little bit of a push. So let's go ahead and put this back. Aim just a tiny bit right. Thought it was a line to break. Oh, I didn't hit that. So that was speed there. And that was 0.3. So I'm going to have to do more testing on putting. We'll have to go, and I can even switch this really quick for you guys. I mean, I'm glad we're taking the time and just showing this exactly what it is. I mean, the problem is when I'm on this flat putt, if I move the ball, so that's 5.6. Let's just go a little bit closer. And you can see though that that's still breaking. It says it's a flat putt. They might not have been able to find a perfectly flat putt. Like, how's that right there? That's like left edge. So this is pretty good, and it's short. Let's see what happens here. Nice short putt. .6 right. And so I think that what I need to verify is the aiming, whether it's a line to break, because I don't think it is. I think that it's aimed at the miss, and you actually have to aim it for the break. I made that first ball just being happy that I made it. And of course, when you hit a ball faster, then it's going to take break out of the putt as well. So this is good to see. And these are little 6-foot putts. Just hitting these dead straight. And remember, the unit measures within probably a foot. So what's nice about a unit like this is that even though it bounces after my mat, I don't have to worry about that. If I can make all of these, I think we're finding that. And notice that 0.6, 0.5, 0.6, they're taking off straight. So my theory of just missing, like let's just miss this left. Let's say I just yip a putt. So I pulled that. 0.8 though, not enough. Not enough, and that went in. As you get closer, and we can back this up maybe just a little bit. So let's take this and back it up just a little bit more. Closer to 10 feet now. It's still gonna be a break though. So it does have an aim point right of the cup. We're gonna have to do some more testing, guys. This is the only thing that I probably just haven't spent enough time on because I was hitting so many shots, just verifying spin and things like that. That was 0.5 right, and you can see it went into the right edge. And I'm watching my contact in the ball. So let's just barely pull this left. So that was a little pull. Snuck in the left side, and that was 0.5 as well. So I definitely need to talk to them. And I don't understand why launch direction is not coming up here. So a couple little things on putting. I mean, clearly it's performing decent on putting. I mean, I'm not seeing anything erratic. It's not missing any putts. There's nothing shooting left or right. The distance seems, the speed seems, a quality speed reading. But let's dive in more to putting. Maybe we'll do a full putting review. Very interested to see what you guys think on everything. I mean, the shot shaping has been solid for me. The chipping has been solid for me. We demonstrated a bunch of different chipping. Putting we'll dive back into and just verify a few things with them, like why aren't we seeing launch direction up here? I think that's really important. We did our initial testing with E6 Connect, and this is a new integration with Apex. Maybe that has a little bit to do with it. So stay tuned. I'll have a lot more of that coming soon. As always, make sure you comment any questions you have, feedback, anything along those lines. Love to hear what you guys think. This is the relaunch of the TruGolf LaunchBox portable golf launch monitor. As always, thanks for watching. Stay tuned. There'll be a lot more coming soon.